Okay, so this video is all about how to install the Windows version of Office 365. I'm also going to be talking about how to install the apps on Android. If you guys have done these things already, skip to the end when I'm going to be talking about OneNote and how to use it. That's where I'm going to be talking about how to take pictures from your phone and directly insert them into your notebook. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So for you guys, it's going to be a little bit different for me than me. What you're going to want to do is you want to go to Office 365 student, student installation instructions. Okay, so this is put out by UCIT. This is pretty up to date, so it has most of the information you need. I'm just going to kind of skim through this. Something that's really important, if you have other versions of Microsoft Office, you're going to have to uninstall them because you don't want to write these over each other and they don't work well together. Additionally, if you have your own personal account, there's going to be some complications. Things are going to be a little bit more complicated. Talk to me in technical if you have issues. I deal with that myself because I have a personal version of Office 365 in addition to the university one. Okay, so to begin the installation process, if you're in Windows, what you're going to do is you're going to just click the link, and there are pictures that are going to show you exactly how to do this. So I'm not going to talk through this anymore. If you're an OS 10 user, there are similar instructions, and then it'll show you exactly what it's going to look like. Now, I actually need to reinstall Microsoft Office, so I'm going to do that. Once you get to, let me see, where is that page? This page right here is a page that's very worth bookmarking. I talk about bookmarks a lot, and so in my tab up here in Chrome, I have the things that I go to almost daily. So they're there. So I'm going to hop over to my Microsoft Office. I'm going to start installing this, and I'll cut this up to when I'm done with that. So now we would have had installed Office 365 desktop. So what you can do is you can search for, you're not going to see this. I'm going to look for Blackboard. So this is, ignore the punishment. But now I have Word, I have PowerPoint, and I have Outlook. I have OneNote 2016. Now, OneNote 2016 is not the same thing as OneNote because Microsoft is. So what you really want to be using is OneNote 2016, not OneNote. So I'm going to show you side by side the difference between them. So let me switch back over to my other monitor. So this is on the right. On the right side here, this is OneNote 2016. This is more similar to the type of application that Word is and Excel is and PowerPoint. It has a lot more functionality. But if you instead open OneNote, this is app OneNote, it's a more stripped down version. And you can use it if you don't want all of this additional functionality that I have here. This is more like the browser app. But yeah, I complain about a lot of things. I haven't complained about Microsoft yet, you guys. Sometimes they do things that don't make a lot of sense. Having this version and this version on a desktop does not make any sense. Okay, so you can set your default to whichever one you want if you go into full options. um, show you this really fast. If you're working with one, decide you want to work with the other. Okay, so I should have been doing this in the future. So basically what I did is I went to settings and I searched for default. I typed in default and that brought me to default apps. And then what I want to do is I want to go down to, you can choose by app. Choose by app. And then this will take a second to load and drop it. Yeah. Well, that's not happening with all these. But basically, you can switch this between the two if you have a preference. My preference is for the one that has more functionality. Okay. So that's OneNote. If I think of anything else I want to say about OneNote for the desktop, I will talk about it in a future video. Let's move over to Android.
Okay, so I'm going to be recording the screen of my phone to show you the rest of this. So I kind of want to show you the layout that I have for my phone because it's very well optimized for my usage cases. So over here to the side I have OneNote and I have Outlook in widgets. So I can see my calendar. I can go directly to pages in OneNote if I want. I have, this is just recent history for Microsoft Edge. I kind of alternate between Edge and Chrome depending on the use case. Up here is a search for Microsoft Edge. And then my panels down here are arranged in order to allow me quick access to the things that I use daily. So this right here is all of my messaging apps. This is Chrome, obviously. I have my phone. These are Google apps. I have Outlook. I'll talk more about Outlook in another video. I have all of my additional Microsoft apps. I have media that I use often. I have news outlets that I read and follow, and then I have these are just different searches. Okay, so I have Wikipedia, Wolfram Alpha, and Microsoft Edge. Okay, so let's get into the installation process for Android. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the Play Store. I have some custom buttons, so it's going to look a little bit different, but this is just going to Google Play. So the three apps that are going to be important for us to install here, and you can install all of the Microsoft apps if you want, are Microsoft Teams. Oops, I need to learn how to spell. So you come over to Microsoft Teams, you install. Yours is going to say install. I have it installed already, so mine says open. You want to install OneNote. I would also install Outlook personally, but OneNote's one that we're going to need a lot. Jeez, I'm getting used to this new keyboard that I installed. So download OneNote, and then OneDrive. Like I said, I'll talk more about OneDrive in a later video. That deserves an entire video to itself. I'd also, like I said, I'd install Outlook, but that's kind of up to you if you have a mail and calendar already that you prefer to use. Somebody sent me something, not important. Okay. Into, because ultimately the reason why I'm showing this is so that you can use your phone to take a picture of handwritten work. So if that's what you want to do, you go to your notebook, you navigate to that assignment, and then you're going to take a picture ultimately. So I'm going to play around with this because I don't know exactly how this is going to work for you. I'm going to go to the collaboration space. You're not going to see everybody else. You're only going to see yourself. So I'm going to go here. This syncs. Actually, I'm just going to, it takes some time to sync, so I'm not, and mine's larger so because I have everybody in here. So I'm just going to go to one of my notebooks that I have already because I can do this more quickly. Okay, so here's just my to-do for today. So if I wanted to add a picture in here, what I do is I press here, and I go to my camera. So you see how this is, I'm allowed to insert text, but you can insert more things. and you can do formatting here. Now you see the camera here. If I press the camera, what it's going to do is it's going to give me the option to capture a photo, or if I have a photo already that I want to insert, I can insert that from the gallery. We want to capture a new one because this is just going to be us doing our work. And so I'm just going to take a picture of my laptop. Now, if you want, you can switch this to a selfie. So this is actually going to be what the assignment's going to be, is doing this as a selfie. So we're going to take our selfie. I'm going to insert it. Not the most flattering picture I've ever taken. Don't really care. And now this is in OneNote. So if you did this in your assignment, then it's going to be automatically synced to the class notebook. Okay, this one's going to sync to my desktop. And so I can actually show you, if I refresh this, and it takes a second to sync, but if I refresh this on my computer, so I'm gonna wait a second. It's loading, so hopefully it syncs. I'm gonna use this to flip the. I'm not actually capturing another photo. I'm just using this to flip my phone around so that you can see it. And now you can see, like this is in my desktop. So this synced to. Right now, I'm just working out of the browser. Ultimately, you want to be using the desktop app, and I talked about that earlier in the video. For me, chronologically, it's different. Okay, so that's going to be everything that you guys are going to need for the assignment tomorrow. Make sure that you can understand how to use the OneNote photo options to take pictures to insert into your documents. It's going to make things a lot faster because you'll be able to just do your work by hand, and then you can upload it digitally. Okay, that's going to be it. Take it easy.